pretty feet, this girl.
Oh, yeah? How's the coochie? Man, that is crass.
May I help you? Oh, no, we're okay. We're just browsing.
Yo, look. I'm a realist, right? If the coochie's good, everything else falls into place.
It's more than sex with this girl. I dig her, you know, her spirit and her mind and everything. She's bad. She could be Miss Graham.
Oh, yeah?
You think I'm joking? She's that bad, man.
Marcus isn't allowed. Yo, I'm getting this, Marcus. Step off.
That jacket is $1,800. No refunds.
What, you think I can't pay for it?
Well, there is no layaway plan.
Hey, we're okay, we don't need any help.
We don't keep cash in the store.
Just sucker, man. Don't even trip on that.
Racial.
Yeah, you're right, man. Don't even trip on that.
Wait, no refund? I mean, what's he think? You're gonna take the jacket, wear it, stank it all up to be damned, and then, like, give it back to him? I mean,
We can't get over this.
There's a certain group of people. Just a natural fear of black people. They're programmed, you know, like, watch. See how frightened he was? Just from a black man screaming now at him? He thought it was the end of the war.
Religious practices of Native Americans are fascinating. I like how open-minded and like spiritual it is, and that it doesn't really seek to name God or put God in a box. It's very just open, and the healing processes and stuff incorporate that. And I just think that's really neat. So
when I think of Native Americans, definitely a lot of spiritual culture. You know, I've heard stories, I can't say if they're true or not, of you know, some Indian groups going to like these religious and spiritual pilgrimages whenever they hit a certain age. So that's fascinating. Just their family values are really interesting as well. Just nice people, you know, really fascinating to learn from. So.
Fascinating culture, an interesting family dynamic. I guess that's the only thing that would really differ from like American culture, is in what I notice at least. I guess there's some different celebrations and stuff too, but
like what kind of celebrations?
Like Day of the Dead. I think that's an interesting celebration, but we do something like Halloween, so it's not, you know, not way different. So
south of the border.
Okay.
That's what I always think of. And I guess mine always comes to mind, you know, sombreros and stuff like that. Donkeys, I guess.
Probably the strongest family values I've ever seen and heard about.
Why do you say that?
One of the guitarists in my band is actually Mexican.
Yeah.
And you know, he actually dropped out of school because he had to support his family. You know, and a lot of people, you know, school comes first. You know, they'll help their family in any way they can, but they're not gonna, you know. Like they'll say, oh yeah, you know, if I have a job, you know, I can send you some money every once in a while, but like they're not gonna, you know, completely drop what they're doing to, you know, if they need to be called upon, they're there. Yeah. You know, the second he realized his family needed help, he was gone from college, and that's definitely saying dedication to your family.
I definitely think that. I don't think it's true, but I think the media portrays like a lot more like African American violence and stuff, and
yeah,
I think because of the lower SES that generally incorporates African Americans, I think you get a. I think people rely on it to sort of fund their racism, but I don't think that I don't think cause is necessarily or correlation is necessarily cause. I don't think that commit crimes because you're black. I think poor people generally will commit crimes, and there's a higher SES there. Mm-hmm. The population is more low SES and stuff, and so I think people incorporate that, and then they synthesize like racist beliefs off that. I don't think it's reliable at all.
I think, you know, Africa and, you know, just a lot of darker-skinned individuals. Maybe sometimes a few, lighter skins that they say they're Africans also. Kind of, I think tribal. That's what I always think, just always not very fully clothed or anything like that. And, just quite recently, always, when you think African Americans or you think Africa, you always kind of think of HIV and, just kind of like, yeah.
The stereotype that Asian Americans are very intelligent. And again, people make stereotypes because there's like a degree of truth behind them or whatever. But I think generally coming from a more communistic country, things are a little more resource based, and so there's usually a lot of technology relying upon each other. People have access to good technology to keep moving forward with their beliefs and stuff.
China, Japan, North Korea, South Korea, is what I always think of. And just a lot of, all the things that were fed through the media. It's like they're always into martial arts and they know like everything about that. And you just don't want to mess with them. And I always think they're very intelligent, very smart. I was thinking noodles.
Okay.
Noodles and rice.
Rich culture. I'm kind of an anime guy.
Yeah.
Just the art style is really cool. The stories that they come up with are just fascinating. And definitely dedication. They always strive to be the best they can, if not more so. They're always willing to test their boundaries with knowledge. Always just striving. It's really cool. It's really fascinating. But definitely dedication is what I'd say for that. So.
In a sense, there's somebody who said once that that no human being is free while others are oppressed, and I think that sort of the white privilege that comes with being like a upper middle class white kid. I mean, like, I don't think enough white people are aggravated about that it comes up with such privilege at the the benefit of us and the hurt of others. Like, I definitely, like, it's easy to be a white person. Like, even if your life is shit outside of that, like, the cultural standing of being white, like, it generally, if you get out of a time machine at any point, like, it's a good time to be white, like, really. And so I don't necessarily think that it's hurt me before, other than in the sense that it hurts people in general, and I think that's kind of fucked up. But
well, the first thing that people always ask are, do you live in teepees? It's the first thing that pops into their heads, and always, firewater. Where's your firewater and stuff like that? It's always kind of always pisses me off. It's like, it's not like that. You don't even know anything about that. It's just the way the media has portrayed us and everything, and even past movies. I mean, they weren't even real Americans too that were portraying those movies. They were just Caucasians with painted brown skin on. I mean, you could always just tell, but it wasn't a good image that he gave us, especially in Cowboys versus Indians. It's like the Cowboys are always supposed to win, the Indians were always the bad guys, and that's just something people always ask when they always say, "Where are you from?" I'm like, "Oh, the reservation." Like, "Oh, do you guys live in teepees?" Like, no, it's just like, because what the media has always portrayed us was as teepees and war bonnet and everything like that. Yeah. But there's also the good side too. People kind of always know that we're kind of spiritual, and we always have that connection, to our surroundings and stuff like that in general. And sometimes the good side is, people are always inquisitive about, about our beliefs and our ways of life, and it's always a good way. I always feel good explaining it to them. Because it just always kind of feels good to kind of pass on that knowledge to other people and just kind of enlighten them in that way, and
right.
It always, and it kind of corrects them from the stereotypes that they've seen in movies and stuff like that. It's like, oh, you know, you're really not like this. You know, you guys are actually, you know, like real human beings, and just, you know, you're not all alike. I mean, you're Native Americans, yes, but you all have your own culture and just ways of life.
Mm-hmm.
But there's some good things, some bad.
Definitely, I wouldn't say it has a stigma about it, but it definitely has preconceived notions or stereotypes, if you will.
Yeah.
You know, one of them that's more comical is, you know, I'm a big black dude. I like white women, but that's just a funny one.
Yeah.
But I don't know. A lot of people have looked at me and, you know, they say they're impressed to hear I graduated from college, and when I tell them, or in high school, but when I tell them I'm in college, you know, they're like, "You're in college? How does that happen?" So like I definitely can be a victim of stereotypes, but in a sense, because I know most of them aren't true, I like to prove people wrong. So, you know, I'm not afraid to look people in the face who are stereotypical about me and just be like, "You're wrong, I'll prove you why." But so there's one. And then, you know, being a mixed person, you know, my mom's white, and so when people see me with her, they don't instantly make the connection that she's my mom. You know, they say that I'm with this person. They don't put any association with it as a family tie. So
how does that make you feel?
when I was younger, it was definitely harder. When I was growing up, it was a pain. You know, I had a lot of people telling me I wasn't going to go anywhere, but now that I'm older, I don't really care, because something I find fascinating, which a lot of people aren't going to admit or don't realize, is that race is a socially constructed thing. You know, if you want to get technical, we're all part of the same race. You know, we're the human race. You know, we just have these different ethnicities, but we're biologically almost identical. So I kind of find it funny now. It still boggles my mind how people can just make a preconceived notion about somebody just based off how they look without getting to know them. And because I was a victim of that growing up, I never judge people when I first meet them. I'm always willing to give them a chance.